Good evening. This is the video newsletter for buysellshort.com for Monday, June 16th. Monster day for the video. Pretty much all our plays that we profiled yesterday. Nice big runs on them. But first, let's take a quick look at the Dow 15-minute chart here. We had the retracement early on in the day that we were looking for, and then a nice rally back, and then a fade late in the day. We are still within this bullish falling wedge on the Dow 15-minute chart, but we flipped into a bearish rising wedge here. So we could still see some weakness tomorrow down to the 12,200 area before they try and make a push to the upper trend line right now. We look at the 15-minute chart, stochastics, we've got a little bit more downside here on the 15-minute. If we flip over to the daily chart, not exactly what we wanted to see today with the candle. Would have been better if we saw a green one, but still, at a minimum, I would expect us to test the 20-day exponential, which is still, 150 points higher over the next few days. We've got a positive MACD crossover still in play, and as you can see, stochastics are still nicely oversold and starting to trigger a buy signal on the daily chart. So things still look pretty good on the Dow chart. SMH, we got the pullback to 3150 today on the open, and then we saw an almost 80-cent pop, so a nice scalp play, as I mentioned yesterday. Chart looks pretty decent here. Again, this is where I'd be looking if there is weakness tomorrow. 3150 area with probably a 10-cent stop on it for an intraday scalp. Volume started to pick up a little. Stochastics also look good, and so does on-bounce volume. So the SMH looks pretty good here. Here we have the oil chart, light crude oil. Big gap today on oil. A new high was put in today at 140, and then the sellers romped in, and we're possibly looking at a flag breakdown, believe it or not, on oil. And the significant thing about today's move on oil is we put in a new high, sold off, and this all came on the heels of a sell-off in the dollar. And over the last several months, every single time that the dollar has sold off, oil has closed up. I believe this is the first day since this BS rally in oil started back in April that we've had oil sell off on a day the dollar sold off. So it might be a little bit significant here. A lot of press coming out. You've had these crooks on TV saying that there's no speculation in the market. But you had Oppenheimer come out today and say there's nothing but speculation in the market. And then a report coming out that Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley, who are going to be reporting earnings this week, most of their earnings are in commodity trading. Whoa, what a surprise that is. That's probably the reason why they keep pumping oil and giving ridiculous targets, because it's the only place these crooked, bankrupt brokers can actually make some money, is gaming the commodity market. Mentioned in the chat room today, this has all the signs of a bubble. Said it yesterday, could end today. The top could have been in today or could be in 6 months from now. But if you'll notice at the office, back in 2000, you had, Joe Average at the office saying, I'm going to buy dot-coms because they keep going up every day. Then in 2005, well, after that, once they said they were going to buy the dot-coms, kerplunk, down they came. 2005, Joe Average going, wow, house prices keep going up and up. I'm going to start flipping houses. What happens? Bottom falls out of house prices. Now what do you have? You've got Joe Average now going out and buying oil stocks, buying oil futures, buying oil ETFs, and what do you think is going to come next? Yes, kerplunk. It's just a matter of when, not if, this is going to happen. Today was pretty eye-opening. Maybe they'll be able to push it back green tomorrow, the price of oil, but if we see a break below the 20-day exponential at 130.54, all bets are off. Down we go. And it would be great to see this break the 50-day moving average, because then we'd really see a nice drop in gas prices, because it's just getting ridiculous here. The rebate checks that the government sent out did a lot of benefit, but the price of oil ate it all up. So hopefully it's time for these crooked Wall Street commodity traders to pay their dues. As I mentioned, monster day for the newsletter. ARIA, 20-cent plus pop for us all the way up to target today. Cannot argue with that. Would be looking to pick this one up on dips back to the 250 area. Ford mentioned that dip to the 620s today on the open would make for a nice scalp play. Dip to 621 and then rallied to a day high of 655. This one looks great. Options expiration play, looking for at least a test of the 20-day exponential. That's 666, but we really could see a move on the $7 area in the next couple of days. We should get a positive MACD crossover tomorrow. Volume increased yet again today, and stochastics nice buy signal triggered here. So this one looks really, really good for the next couple of days. Sirius trading alert Friday 246. In pre-market, it was at $3 when Martin FCC came out and said he was going to approve the merger. A lot of chop in the stock, barely ended up on the day, but as I mentioned, this is a stock that likes to run for 3 days in a row, and we had a black candle here. The last time we had a big move on rumor talk was back in March. We had a big gap, black candle, and then the following day another big gap. So hopefully we will see Sirius continue that trend and move nicely higher here tomorrow. SINO, Sino Global Shipping, nice big breakout today. Stock up $1.50 plus. We got our breakout confirmation here. Next target here is a move to the 1650 area. That's the 38% Fibonacci retracement point. But this one looking really, really good now. Support should definitely hold at 11. Picked up some more shorts on this stock today, and this is a stock that's just itching to put in a short squeeze right now. Travelzoo. We were looking for a small scalp on this chart today, and it gave 50 cents like I said it would, so you can't argue with that. If it does pull back, we'd be looking to pick up a scalp around the same area again tomorrow here. CHINA continued its move today. Chart looks really, really good. Near term, I'm looking for a move to the 20-day exponential 323, and then above that, we're looking at a test of the bullish falling wedge channel at the 50-day moving average, currently 350. Chart looks really, really good here. Yet again, we've got stochastics triggering a buy signal here, so would be looking to add on any dips around the 305 to $3 area here. Last but not least, we have AGEN, an old favorite of ours. This red candle close today is BS. Stock was painted right on the close by the market maker. This was actually going to close up on the day at 203 before they did this BS. Chart looks good. This is a stock, as we know, that loves its 20-day exponential, and that is at 219. So we'd be looking for a move to this over the next couple of days. RSI deeply oversold. I believe this is the most oversold RSI has been on this stock in many, many months. And we've got stochastics also deeply oversold as well. So this one's looking really good for the near term here. Actually, the last stock I'm going to mention here today is MRVC. Stock got hammered last week, actually a week and a half ago. They came out and said that it's another one of these tech companies that's gotten caught up on this backdating of options. Pretty much every single company that issued options in the last 5 years is, if they haven't already, are going to get caught up on this thing. Not that big a deal at this stage, given the just how many companies actually go through this, but stock's been hammered on it and is getting really attractive down here, especially given the momentum in optical stocks over the last, and fiber stocks over the last month or so. Bounce target here. This is a stock that absolutely loves its 20-day exponential. Right now that is at $1.55, but near term I could easily see this one moving to 145 to 150. Would be a nibble consideration here with eyes. Hopefully we don't have to, but it could see, we've got 123 as support here, so we could see, further downside if it doesn't bounce back for us tomorrow, the 125 to 130 area. So give yourself an opportunity to be able to add if it does retrace, but we're approaching rock bottom prices here on MRVC, sort of along the lines of MSPD and FNSR that we tagged at the bottom a couple of months ago. So definitely one to keep a very close eye on. Chart really doesn't help us much here, but we're getting in before the bounce shows up on the chart. If we were to wait for a buy alert on the chart, we'd be looking at adding probably 140 plus. So we're nibble adding here. Stochastics are deeply oversold and ready for a bounce. And that is it for the video tonight. I will see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Good night.